Welcome guys. In this video we're going to have a look at the surface area of a rectangular prism. Just to start off, what is surface area? Now by definition the surface area is the sum of all the areas of the faces of a solid. So no matter what solid it is, it's just the external areas of all the faces. So in this case we're going to just have a look at the rectangular prism in this video, and we'll see what happens when we unravel a particular prism. So when I mean by unravel, what does the net of a rectangular prism look like? So try and visualize in your head what the prism looks like, and that will help us work out the surface area. So if we just cut along all the edges and open it up, we'll end up having a shape that looks like this. And the surface area is basically just adding up all the areas of these rectangles. Now this particular rectangle is the same as this one here, which is really important to know. Something you need to also know is that length in red on the prism is the same as those two lengths on all those two sides of those rectangles, because they match up. If I bring this particular face up and this one as well, these two sides will join together. Okay, so they're the same distance in length. So the bottom of that prism is the same as the bottom in that net, and the top here is the same as that top. So the top and bottom of a rectangular prism are the same size. Same as the front and the back. The front area is the same as the back area. Now, we could use this area formula, the surface area formula for a prism. Sometimes it becomes a little tricky when we don't have a top of a prism. So that formula just works with a closed rectangular prism. So the area of this is the top. So the top is the length times the breadth. That's what, sorry, length times the height. So I've called that one there H. That's the same as this one here. So that's why there's a 2 at the front, because I've got two lots of them. I've got LB, length times breadth, which is the back, and this is the front, L times B. And I've also got B times H and B times H. So the base times the height in that end there. So that end here is one of them. So that's why we have a 2 at the front of our formula. So the surface area is 2 times LB plus LH plus BH. Okay, let's have a look at a particular question. I'll do this particular question and I will substitute in the formula and find out what the surface area is. So I've got 6 rectangles on this particular prism, and I want to find out the areas of all 6 rectangles. So there's our surface area formula for a rectangular prism. If we have L as length, in this case it's 15, we've got the base being 5, and we've also got the height being 7. Now, just to make a point, just because I've used L as 15 doesn't mean that you have to. You could use L as 7, and then the other two values will be 15 and 5. So it still works if you don't have the L, B, and H in the exact arrangement as I do, but just for convenience, I've just chosen that one as L for length. Okay, so let's see what happens when we substitute. So that means 2 times, and now in brackets, 15 times 5 plus LH, which is 15 times 7, plus BH. So that's your BH, which is 5 times 7. We could use our calculator to work that out straight away, or you can work them out individually. So 5 times 15 is 75, 15 times 7 is 105, and 5 sevens are 35. You could actually work this out individually, which is 215. multiplied by the 2 gives you 430 square centimeters. Okay, let's have a look at another question. Okay, so calculate the surface area for this rectangular prism. So just pause the video. Just make a quick note that not all measurements are the same. So some are in meters, some are in centimeters. So you'll have to convert them all to the same units before you substitute. So have a go at that, and then we'll see how you went. Okay, surface area formula of a rectangular prism is 2 times LB plus LH plus BH. I've chosen length as 1.2. Some of you might have L as 3.3. That's totally fine, as long as you have your other two values. B is 0.8 and H is your 1.2. That's one possible way. If you chose that, you 2 lots of 1.2 times 0.8 plus 1.2 times 3.3 plus 0.8 times 3.3. Again, you can do that in one hit on your calculator rather than working each part individually. And the answer you should have got in square meters is 15.12. How did you go with that one? Okay, 2 questions for you to do. Question 3 is calculate the surface area for this rectangular prism. And a little bit different, calculate, or for question 4, the surface area for this open rectangular prism. So that means that this has no top whatsoever. So there's no rectangle on the top, so we end up having 5 rectangles. So answer those in Google Forms and we'll check out how you went next lesson. Thanks for watching.